What's up, guys? Welcome back to the AFTTTI Student Podcast. Today, we have another guest in studio. I'll let her introduce herself so that we can continue on.
My name is Charlyne Komukyeya. Yeah.
Komukyeya.
Yeah.
Okay, so student doing film and TV here at AFTTTI. What made you choose AFTTTI, by the way?
It's affordable.
Okay. I haven't heard that before. I swear. I haven't heard that before. Okay, it's affordable. And now why film?
Why film? Because I don't know, I want to do film.
You want to do film? You don't have like any other motivation behind it? Because I realized that when you want to do something, there's always that, like you have a force behind it. Is it your idea? Is it your parents' idea? Or
Can never be my parents' idea.
Oh, your parents did not support anything to do with
No, it can't be their idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know, I think I've always had a creative, I've always been creative, yeah, ever since I was young. So anything to do with creativity, yeah, I'm there.
Okay, now that you've brought up parents, that is basically where I'm going to focus on. Because we realize that when it gets to the creative industry, you have your music, you have your film, you have your content creation. It's normally very difficult to convince an African parent, obviously a black parent, okay, to convince them that it's a viable career, a career that you can be able to follow through and actually make something out of it. So for you, when you chose to be a creator, or maybe when you chose to be in the film industry, did you get any challenges, maybe opposition from your parents?
Yeah, before I came here, I first did design. So before that, so you guys have 4 years of high school, you have 6 years. So when you're doing Form 5 and Form 6, you get to choose like 3 subjects. So say geography, chemistry or biology, I don't know. But then for me, I chose arts because I hated sciences. So I did textiles, which is fashion design, and then I did art. Yeah, and business,
Low-key business.
Low-key business. So I did art, and then after that, when I was going to uni, I didn't know which artistic industry that I wanted specifically, because I first liked fashion design, then I realized I don't really think I will handle. Then my heart shifted to interior design. Then there was a lot of math. Then I finally got to do graphics design. Yeah, but then in the long run, I realized I liked video editing. Yeah, and then that's how I ended up in film.
Oh, okay. So it was just like trying to find where you kind of fit, because you've talked about maths.
Yeah.
Maths is a very complicated issue when it comes to creatives. I don't know why it's a problem, because most creatives tend to not like anything to do with figures, anything to do with maths and all that. So yes, we've talked about parents, and maybe when it comes to opposition, because as a creative industry, sometimes it isn't very easy for you to just break out into the creative industry, especially now when you focus on the film industry. Okay, it isn't like a very well-paying industry in the countries that we are. Anywhere else, like when we talk about Nollywood, people are getting paid. When you talk about Bollywood, people are getting paid. So for you, obviously, I'm sure maybe you've observed some scenes, maybe you've had an experience, or maybe you've seen what is happening in the 2 countries. Okay, that is where you come from, Uganda, then you have Kenya. Okay, what is your opinion on, now let's start with Ugandan film.
Ugandan film has just started,
Mhm.
like, growing.
Mhm.
Yeah, if I can say. By started, I mean like people have just started taking it seriously.
Okay.
Before it was, the basic local films, which maybe the quality is not good, or the story is not good. Yeah, so I would have been really struggling. Yeah, but I think now it has started taking a certain direction where there's like kind of hope, I guess. Yeah.
Have you seen Captain Phillips?
Captain Phillips.
There's that, I don't know if it's a meme or it's actually a real film from Uganda, which was funny. It had like very funny CGI
What?
and special
No, I
effects.
didn't.
You haven't seen Captain Phillips?
No.
Someone normally shouts Captain Phillips. There's a helicopter. People
No.
jumping from helicopter. It was actually a very funny video. It went viral in Kenya.
Oh.
Maybe you're not in Kenya at that time. We had this beef between Uganda and Kenya. It was an online war. And people started bringing up things that are embarrassing about Uganda. So we had that one film. Okay.
There's
Now,
so many things.
yeah, there's so many things that I know. Okay. Because I can't claim to know much about Uganda. I have been in Uganda only once.
Oh.
Okay, so I haven't like really experienced the culture there and all that. But now I saw a couple of movies from Uganda. I've seen some on YouTube, and I was looking at the quality, and the quality is good. Okay. And
Which
it's
ones are
really
you
good.
watching?
This director that you sent me.
Ah, Lukman.
Yeah, exactly.
Lukman.
Yeah, so I watched it. I watched that film, and it was. I love the cinematography.
Yeah, Lukman. Okay, to me, Lukman. I don't know to other people, but to me, he's the one who started the chain of that kind of cinematography. Yeah, like it was so. His work is so clean. So I don't know, like it's so not Uganda.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Because
what I can say.
when you sent me, I was about to ask, are you sure this guy is from Uganda?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I looked at it, the quality was just so good.
He's the one who has, should I say, inspired the new young filmmakers in Uganda. Yeah.
Okay. What about Kenya? Have you seen anything Kenya?
Kenyan. Yeah, I have.
You've seen a couple? Which one?
Volume.
Volume. Okay. What did you think about Volume, by the way? I have a very controversial opinion about Volume.
Okay, the only reason that took me to watch Volume was because it had a Ugandan actress that I really like.
Okay.
Yeah, she's called Natasha, so yeah.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Okay.
I'm being honest, nothing else.
Okay,
Yeah.
because for me, Volume, when it came up, there was a lot of feedback. People got angry because now you're expecting like it's supposed to be a film about a young artist that is trying to grow up, come up in the industry, and now people had a problem with the music.
Yeah.
You know, for a film that is focusing on music, and people have a problem with the music. It was a big thing. Okay, so Volume, it came through, it passed. People didn't really talk about it, and that's where we are as an industry, where we release films or TV shows, and then they just die after that. Like right now, if you ask people about Volume, people don't even remember we actually had a whole project that was Volume. You ask people about a couple of movies, they don't really follow up, and that's a problem. Even for on the Kenyan side, we don't have that attention that we give to our film projects when it comes to TV shows, your movies. A movie is done, there's a premiere, then after that, done. Okay, because right now we have a couple of productions, we have a couple of content creators that are doing well on YouTube. But now, once they try to venture into the film industry, especially in Kenya, it's still young. It's just this, the same way you talked about Uganda. It's still growing, it's still young, and there's a lot of challenges. Especially because last time when we were on this episode, we covered something to do with the different generations. Okay, you have your Gen Zs, you have your millennials, then you have your boomers at the top. So in Kenya, we have boomers who are controlling like the spaces, the Kenya Film Classification Board, and basically people who are in charge of the film industry. And it has become a problem because you have your Gen Zs like you. Should I call you a Gen Z?
Yes, I'm a Gen Z.
Okay, so you have your Gen Zs who are creating films, who are doing good, like very good films. And now the problem is when it comes to language. Okay, you are here during the screening.
Yes.
Yeah, you are here. You are here. So there was a lady from KFCB who complained about the language that was used in the film that we were showcasing at that time. So it felt like the commission itself is very conservative.
Yeah.
But Gen Zs, why are Gen Zs not conservative?
Well, they not.
Yeah, not. Because your language is so explicit. Your scenes are also very explicit. Though there's a BBC thing I will talk about later.
Okay.
Why do you think like your generation is so explicit or expressive?
I think
It's just nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like how I can ask you where are millennials not where are they conservative?
I have like a whole
Please
breakdown.
enlighten me.
Okay, millennials is a generation that has come up with the internet, so it was challenging trying to respect your parents who are very conservative, and now trying to embrace the internet, which is not really conservative. So millennials is a generation that is stuck between these two things. You have conservative society, then you have the internet coming through. But now with Gen Zs, they have the internet. Basically, people were born with the internet. Okay, for millennials, they were born when the internet was coming. Okay, so for us, trying to express ourselves, trying to be very open, it's still difficult. Like it's very difficult. Okay, because it's basically like you're in between. Because millennials are in between. Okay, and that's why you find that millennials are very careful about what they talk about. They are careful about trying to impress people. Yeah.
That's a lie.
You've met millennials?
Yes.
Which kind of millennials have you met?
You.
What? But I am. That's basically what I am. Okay? Like, it's a very you've not seen me as conservative.
I feel like millennials are passive aggressive.
Exactly. Okay?
Yeah,
like
but
you just you're stuck. Basically, we're stuck. Let me use that term. We're stuck. Like we don't know where we fall, and that's a problem. It's not sad.
That's sad.
The good thing about millennials is that we are content.
Content, you say?
Yeah, like that's the best thing about millennials. We are very content. Like I can just go to my hometown, get a small garden, a family, have one kid. That's a happy life.
Good for you then.
I feel good for you. That's how millennials are. And now, because I was trying to focus on the film industry, the new Gen Zs who are coming in, I know we have millennials also trying to create their own narratives. Do you feel like whenever there's a producer, maybe from the Gen Z side, trying to create a film, and maybe they're trying to create a film for a millennial audience, or maybe the boomers and all that, do you think it can become a challenge if the producer is a Gen Z and the audience is a boomers and millennials?
Yeah, it can, because starting all the way from language and maybe like behaviors, like you need to know how a millennial acts, you need to know how they live their day-to-day life, because it's not the same for like Gen Zs. Yeah, so it can be quite a challenge. So you'd have to be with, like you have to spend a lot of time with someone in order to execute.
Okay. Yeah. That's also a problem when it comes to gender. A female producer trying to work with a male cast. Okay, because it's been a very big problem in Hollywood also comes not even generations, we have cultures. Okay, when there's a female producer working with a male cast or working with that movie that is predominantly supposed to be for a male audience. Like, what do you think about women directing action movies?
What do you think about it in terms of what exactly?
In terms of the whole process, like you have seen what happens in action movies.
Yes.
And traditionally, action movies are
directed
male dominated.
I mean, if they can do like a collabo, like if it's a woman and a man directing.
But now I'm talking about just the woman taking the whole.
Unless you can't be a girly girl and you're directing an action movie. Like, you get what I mean? Hey, where's the young millennial?
I get what you mean. It's not a millennial thing.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're a female and you're trying to direct like an action movie, you need to know. And does this action movie have mostly the men or the women? Men. Then you need to know how men behave. Yeah. So, and like, unless you're a stud.
What?
Okay, what I mean, unless you're what's the other word? Like a
masculine. Masculine-ish.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you to be able to understand how to be able to direct that movie,
you need to be someone who spends time with the other gender. Because if you spend most of your time with the women, how are you going to know that? Hey, that sounds wrong. When I think about it now, it sounds wrong. But okay, you get my point.
Yeah, I am trying to get your point. Okay.
You get my point.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get your point.
But I think it would be nice if like both genders could direct, like if say we collaborate and then we put our brains together. I just think
okay.
Balance is needed.
Okay. Yeah, because it's been a very big problem whenever it comes to having someone who is not maybe of that gender or maybe of that culture or maybe of that generation.
It's the same way. It's the same way they are male. Okay, this is not film, but it's the same way like they are male makeup artists. Yeah, so
they do a better job, by the way.
Exactly, like a really good job. So you get it like that. So it's like saying or getting a female to do something that the male do. I don't know.
What do you think about the portrayal of women in films that have been directed by men? Let's talk costume.
Hey, costume. Me, I'm a big fan of I just like the way they make the female characters dress in superhero movies.
For you, it's good?
Yeah.
Huh. Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Huh. Supergirl?
Yeah.
Whew. Who else can I name? Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
Black Widow?
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. That's a wrap. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. We had Charlyne Komukyeya. I've been your host, Adrian Gessa, and we will see you next week. Cheers.